What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to give you an overview of this Craftsman 88-piece made in the USA mechanics tool set. There has been a lot of chatter on social media, on Facebook groups, in the tool community about these tools, and it's a little bit of a hot topic right now. If I'm sure you already know if you're watching this, but if you didn't know, Craftsman or Stanley Black & Decker had a Texas plant making these tools. They want to bring all the hand tool production back to the United States where it belongs, in my opinion, and most people's opinion, if you're using the Craftsman name. But they shut down. They made a limited production of these things, and it's a hot topic because a lot of people are saying that these are going to be collector's items or something like that, that you should go scoop them up because they're going to be, once they're gone forever. And other people are saying these things are not going to be collector's items. And actually, some people that are getting these are seeing major quality control issues like rust on the inside of brand new sockets and things like that. So I wanted to give you my take on this tool set. I saw it while I was walking through my Lowe's. Right off the bat, the sticker price is $89 and change, and it's on sale for $69 and change. So right off the bat, you're like, well, why is this already $20 off if it's supposed to be a supposed future collector's item? Let's get into it. We're going to start looking at the actual case, front and back, and then we're going to open it up, give an overview of what's in there. I'm going to compare it to the Taiwan tools that I have, as well as some of the older Craftsman USA tools that I have. Let's see what this thing looks like and if I think that it's a good buy or if you're really just wasting your money with this thing. Let's get into it. So first things first, right on the outside of the box, if I could zoom in here for you, you see here it says Craftsman, proudly made in USA with global materials, 88-piece standard and metric. You have a 1/4 inch drive, a 3/8 inch drive. The part number is CMMT45018. It shows you everything that's in the set here. It does say full lifetime warranty, and it has 90 tooth ratchets. That's actually very interesting because I believe the Taiwan versions were 72 tooth ratchets, I believe. If I'm wrong about that, drop a comment in the comment section down below and let me know. But I'm pretty sure that the Taiwan models are 72. So those should be a little bit more smooth. This case does look very similar to what you'd get in like a Taiwan set in Lowe's, but the difference is obviously is made in the USA with global materials. You have American flags here and stars and things like that. So if you go to the back of the case, it has Craftsman on the bottom. It shows you basically all of the tools that are included in the set. And if you look here, if I could zoom that in close enough for you, it does say ratchets, sockets, and wrenches made in USA with global materials, balance made in Taiwan, meaning the rest of it, everything other than ratchets, sockets, and wrenches are made in Taiwan. The rest are made in the USA with global materials. So let's open this thing up and see what we have. The clips are very sturdy. I don't know how long that would last if you're using it every day or something, but they're very sturdy. And you're met first with this big, on the top, with this big piece of cardboard. And it says Craftsman, probably made in the USA with global materials, forged in Texas. And it shows you, it says tear to remove bolt diameter gauges, hold up to bolt to detect socket size required. I don't think anyone's really going to use this. I don't really see the point of it, so let's take it out. It is glued in on the top here, which is slightly annoying, but it is what it is. Now, we're going to start with the bottom of the case actually here first, so you can see where most of the tools are. So you do have your ratchets, both 3/8 and 1/4 inch to the left. You have your socket extensions. You have a spark plug socket, a swivel, and an adapter. On the bottom right, you have this nut driver, bit holder, whatever you want to call it, that is definitely made in Taiwan. It's basically what comes in all of these Craftsman Taiwan sets. On the bottom left, you have your 1/4 inch sockets, and the metric goes from 4mm to 12mm, and the standard goes from 5/32 up to 9/16. And on the top, you have your 3/8 sockets, and the metric goes from 10mm to 19mm, and the standard goes from 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch. So a good selection of sockets included in this set. On the top, you do have your 3/8 inch deep sockets, as well as some Allen keys on the top. And the 3/8 inch deep sockets, the metric goes from 10 millimeter to 19 millimeter, and the standard goes from 3/8 to 3/4. So these are made in the USA. These are not. And worth noting as well, you only get deep sockets for the 3/8, no deep sockets, only shallow for the 1/4 inch. So keep that in mind. They do have a smaller set. I think it's a 59-piece set where it's only the 3/8 if you don't want or don't need this 1/4 inch right here. These 1/4 inch tools right here. Okay, so let's start with the ratchets. So this is the 3/8 made in the US ratchet, and this is the 1/4 inch. Now I do have a Taiwan set to compare, and it looks very similar, honestly. We'll put these side by side. Very similar in shape and size. The handle here is slightly different, I would say, if you could see that. The handle's slightly different, a little bit of an indent on the US model. There is no markings. The markings are basically exactly the same, but the part number is different. The markings are basically exactly the same as the Taiwan model. There's actually no USA markings on the actual forging. The only thing telling you made in the US is right here, which is kind of disappointing. Also on the head here, it does look like the switch is different. This is the USA model. This is the Taiwan model. The switch is definitely different. The quick release looks to be exactly the same. The size of the heads looks to be exactly the same. Overall, it's extremely similar. Now let's actually put a socket on these so we can compare the 90 tooth to the, once again, I believe it is the 72 tooth. So let's check this. Let's start with the Taiwan model first. So you could hear that's the Taiwan model. A bit rough, honestly. And then here is the USA model. Definitely smoother. You know, if you're into tools, how much that actually matters is up to you, but it's definitely smoother, the extra teeth. Now let's compare the 1/4 inch. It's basically the same differences, just in a smaller form factor, obviously, 1/4 inch. The switches are the same. There's no markings that are really any different between the two other than this right here. One thing I did notice, if I could get this to show, actually maybe the 3/8 will show you a little better. This is, you do see some forging inconsistencies on the USA model. So you could see, I noticed right here in this little gap here, you know, it's really rough. This is the US version and this is the Taiwan version. Very, very rough in there, that you don't get on the Taiwan model at all. The finish looks to be almost the same, maybe slightly kind of shinier on the Taiwan model. But that was one thing that I noticed. They're tools. That doesn't bother me per se. It's just interesting to see because I know that obviously it closed up because of kind of quality control issues, and maybe something like that is the reason. So I wanted to point that out to you guys. And I also think that it is on the 1/4 inch as well. So you can see it's just kind of rough in there. You see that right there? And the Taiwan model does not have that at all, which is interesting. So you can see that. The rest of it looks okay. Now, let's actually compare the, I actually don't even have any 3/8 or 1/2 inch old Craftsman USA like Sears ratchets anymore. This is the only Craftsman ratchet that I have left. It's a 1/4 inch. I don't know when I got it. I don't know how I got it, and I don't even know how many teeth is in there, but you can basically hear the difference between that and the new USA. Definitely smoother. I would say that the Taiwan model and the old USA model, this is slightly smoother. So this is the least smooth between the three, I guess you could say. All right, guys, that's it for the ratchets. Let's get into the sockets, because I know some people have seen some major issues in regards to like the quality control of these sockets. A lot of people said that there was rust on theirs already when they bought it new. Let me kind of show you exactly what mine is, and And I did look through most of these already, and I see right off the bat, I see a big difference between the bottom, the shallow sockets and the deep sockets. So let's get into that right now. So you could see here that I'm going to show you maybe one of these down here, like the 9/16 on the 1/4 inch. You could see the inside, the finish is not great. Okay? It's not great. But you do see on the outside here, it says Craftsman, the part number, and it does say USA right there. And this is the 9/16 socket. The finish on them is okay, I guess. Let me show you actually compared to the Taiwanese set. It's a good bit different, honestly. You could see this is the US one, this is the Taiwan one. There's definitely more chroming on the inside. Once again, their tools, I don't know how much of this actually matters other than like rusting, I guess. The actual finish themselves is probably fairly similar, but you can see on the inside there is a difference. That there's just, it's kind of raw on the inside of the US one, less so on the Taiwan one. But yeah, that's what these look like. Now let's get into the 3/8. So here is the 19 millimeter for each for the 3/8 socket, 3/8 drive. The left is the Taiwan model, the right is the USA. Right off the bat, the US version is slightly longer, as you could see. And also off the bat, you can see the finish on this one is much nicer than that one. This is probably brand new. I've probably never even used this thing. It doesn't look like I have. So you can see the inside on the Taiwan on the left and the US on the right. I would say that there's more chrome on the inside of this one, on the US one, when compared to the 1/4 inch that we just looked at. But once again, the chrome finish on the Taiwan model is much cleaner and nicer. So you could see the USA on the side of the socket here compared to the Taiwan one. Now lastly, let's look at some of the actual deep sockets, because my first look at all of these deep sockets was not really overly impressive. As you can see here, I'm going to try to show you here from the top. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but right away, it's super, super obvious that these deep sockets are really missing something in regards to like that chrome finish on the inside. You could see they're just super raw on the inside. So let's grab let's grab a 19 millimeter again. The right side is the US version. You can see the USA marking right there. 19 millimeter. I would say the finish is somewhat similar on these, on the outside. The US model is much shorter than the Taiwan model. And then when you start comparing the inside, this is the Taiwan model. You can see that the chroming on the inside is pretty good. And this one is super, super raw. Doesn't bother me, but I could see why maybe, certain people in certain parts of the country, maybe they have humidity in the Lowe's or in wherever it was coming from. You could get a little rust buildup in there possibly. But so if you're concerned about the inside finish of these things, don't waste your time or money. Now the outside on this one's pretty good, finish-wise. But there is the difference between the US and the Taiwan model. And you could just look through all of these, honestly. So this is the 19. The 18 is the same. The 17 is the same. They all just have really, really not a lot of, very little chrome in there at all. And actually, maybe I even do have some rust in mine. Who knows? Looks like I kind of do. I never used these things before. So listen, I mean, do I think that these things are going to be collector's items? No, probably not, honestly. And the reason for that is I think the nostalgia of Craftsman was built in the Sears days, where it was truly made in America. This limited production and albeit a poor run of Made in America Craftsman, I don't think is going to bring back any nostalgia for anybody in the near future. That being said, I'm not going to return this thing. I'll keep it. I'll put it somewhere for $69. Honestly, it's not a bad buy. I guess craftsman wise, I mean, I guess even the quality control issues aside, I'd still rather have this over a Taiwan set as long as it has the same stuff in it. But you know, a lot of that's just in my head, honestly. That's really it for today, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this set. Do you have a set? Are you gonna go get any? Can you not find any in your area? And do you think these are gonna be worth anything in the future for tool collectors? I'm not a tool collector. If I'm going to keep these, I'll use them. I think the tools are made to be used. But drop a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. And other than that, guys, Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.